going back to your T-shirt that you were wearing yesterday, which read, "Why breed when you have an inner child to feed or in need?" Which is all well and good, and a lovely little question to ask people. And my initial reaction to it is, okay, that's very clever, but how on earth does someone do that? How do you feed your inner child? How do you tend to the needs of your own inner child? How do you do that?
Well, firstly, by listening to the child, you see. If you had a child, the people who have got children, what do? What is said all the time, they need time, they need you to listen to them, you need to be attentive to the child. That's the first thing. If you neglect a child, give it no attention, don't listen to it, shut it down when it's asking questions, ignore it when it's got needs, what would happen to the child? It would be dysfunctional. And I'm suggesting that's what's happening to everybody. Everyone that's got an inner child that's never been listened to. It's very difficult to listen to it because it's not an entity. But it is, you are the entity, see, and the child is within. If everyone asks themselves that question, have you been attended to properly by your parents? Have you been? See, the answer would most probably be no in most cases, 99.9%. They've been neglected. Hence the dysfunction in the world. You can see massive dysfunction, and not just poor people, people with money. I mean, you've got a friend who's got heaps of cash. He's got enough cash to last him 10 lifetimes, but still massive dysfunction. You see, he's anxiety ridden, he's stressed, he's on the verge of burnout, he's running a big corporation, so it's, you see, dysfunction. And if you ask him, he'd say, yeah, for sure. He was neglected when he was young. You see, that's why the need to get so much money, it's insecurity. So that's why I say, go inside first. You see, before you even think of it, heal your own wounds, all your childhood wounds, try to unpack them, run through them, sort them out, solve them, and then you'll find that you will have no dream of having it because you've had the child. You've raised a child yourself. You've raised a child. See, once you focus within and really give yourself the attention that you need to be healthy and well, you'll find that it knocks out the need for the external child. See, the plaything to bring it in, to try to do the job with another one. If you're not qualified yourself, you're broken. How you think you can parent another person, another being, when you yourself are broken? And that's the case with 99. I can't think of anyone. Jesus was broken. That's why he had to fix himself up. He had to go to the wilderness to reorientate. He was so confused. See, these parents didn't understand him. His siblings didn't understand him. They thought he was mad. See, this is the case with most people. Look at the suicide rates with children, indicating what I'm saying. There's something terribly wrong with us. And what I'm suggesting is this: the lack of nurturing. See, you know yourself, you should, better than anyone else, because you're living within your skin. So just, just think of yourself as a child that's arrested and in need of attention and love and attention, loads of attention, in order to be well and mature. And then you'll get it. See? And there'll be no need to bring another one into the mix. It just confuses and complicates things. You've got now split your attention. You need time for yourself, and then your child needs time. Your little baby needs time. You see? Why do it? It's crazy. But again, DNA is the director driving the show. Doesn't care whether you're angst-ridden or not. Has no interest in you.
Doesn't care if you're rich or poor.
Exactly.
Doesn't care if you're beautiful or ugly. Doesn't care if you're living in a war zone or in paradise, exactly, like we are here. Doesn't care. All it wants
replication. Of itself.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. I'm going to get back to that, but I want to stick on to this subject for this particular podcast, and I just want to share what we're kind of stumbling across as we've been here with each other in this rather intense relationship, one-on-one, which is like really, very challenging, but we've also kind of stumbled across a few things, and we're learning as we go along, right? What we've been doing a little bit of co-counselling and role-playing, right? Whereas like together, like you've been role-playing my dad or my mum, and I've been role-playing your parents, but I've been role-playing, and it's good for both of us, because while I'm role-playing your parent, or you're role-playing mine, I'm reprogramming my own mind, right, and trying to reprogram yours. And one of the things that that's been a really good method, and I've been using role-playing for many years in my relationship. It's been amazing, whereby me and my wife, when we get into discussions and arguments, we switch roles, we become each other, and that's a very, very powerful tool. So we've been using that, and we've also so do you want to just speak to that?
Yeah, that's been beautiful. That's a combination of Carl Rogers' co-counselling along with role play, see? And the beauty of it is Gestalt therapy, right, that's the technical term for it, yeah. Beautiful, and it cuts through the ego, because if you do it properly, you actually regress. You go back to childhood, and this is what I've been feeling with the sessions we've been having. You see, I've been able to go right back, because I've lost most of my childhood memories because there was trauma attached to them and everything. But through working together, I've been able to go back to actually playing the little child that I was. And I didn't have the father that could help me. For instance, one poignant example is the swimming. I've always had a phobia of water, and I've never been able to swim properly, or definitely not the sea. I've seen the sea, like the waves on the surface of the sea. To me, they look like teeth. Claws and teeth that are ready to claw me and drag me under. So I've had a terrible fear of going into the sea. Now this trip, through this technique, Danny playing my dad and encouraging me, you're very strong, Nolan. There's no problem. The sea is very gentle, it's lovely, you'll be able to master it, there's no problem, come with me. And he takes me by the hand and he leads me into the water. Now I've been able to swim out in the sea like a fish. It's incredible, and it's been very quick, within maybe 3 or 4 days. Now we're swimming out together with his encouragement. I've been able to break the fear, and I'm out with him, and we're way out, further than anyone else in the sea. See, and that's the power of the technique. It just cuts through all of the ego and everything, but you must role play very properly, profoundly. You must really allow the person to lead you as a father, see, or a mother if it's a woman doing the session, leading the session. You must stand down and assume the position of a child. See, as you were back when the trauma occurred. See, my father
also became aware that you were conceived at sea.
Exactly, that's another thing.
When your mother was gestating.
Your son Uri, we had a conversation, and through that conversation out popped the realization. I don't know how I didn't realize it. It's so obvious. My mother, I was conceived in Lagos, in Africa. And in those days, they were so poor that my mum only had one trip abroad, and that was it. And my dad only went abroad once, and on a boat. He was scared of planes and everything, blah, blah. So they went and came back on a cargo ship, which was very rough. The passage was very rough. So I was in the womb, I was gestating at that time. You see, they stayed in Lagos for a while as I was developing in my mum's stomach, and as she was, further on, halfway through the pregnancy or whatever, they went back. They had to go back home now to London, to Liverpool, to the docks. So the whole journey was her vomiting, violent convulsions of her stomach. Imagine the little child inside that environment. It's like a rough sea. It's a storm, you see? So and it ding, and then I got it. That's the innate fear of water. My gestation was turbulent, like a storm. See, so every time I see the water, right, go back, flashback, boom, back there. See, so that was it. But through this technique, it's cut through that, you see. Just the confidence of your father, being next to a mentor, someone who's really good at what they do, and they take you by the hand, and that assurance that you'll be okay. You're in the hands of the master. See, that's why the master apprenticeship thing is so important. You need to learn from someone who's already a master or very competent at what they're doing. And even their word cuts through your fear. You see, come on now, you're very strong. Look, watch. Come on, I'll help you. I'll support you. I'll be there the whole way. You'll never be on your own. Just that one thing, boom. And then you enter the water. That's what happened here. In the 3 days, I'm swimming like a fish. Beautiful. Because the confidence has been implanted by your father. That's the importance of good parenting. The things you need in life are implanted by the mentor. See, and it's very difficult to develop those and stand your fear down on your own. See, imagine a little child left on their own and asked to cope with everything that life throws at them. See, it's going to be a very difficult challenge. In most cases, the child will break. The forces of nature and culture are too powerful. See, it would break the child, and that's what happens. That's why the suicide rate's so high. The children on their own are broken. They haven't got parents, see, and they're left alone with life grinding on them. And nature and culture grinding them, and the result of that is suicide. slash wrists, hang themselves, whatever, take pills. They can't take anymore. It's too much, and then they check out.
Yeah, it's interesting because like you made that T-shirt. We've been speaking about that slogan for a while, and you made those T-shirts months ago, and it's come to light through our discussions and our time here that actually to do it on your own, I think, is basically near impossible, right? To nurture your own inner child on your own, yeah, is very, very difficult. Maybe if you go into the forest or wilderness for 40 days, maybe that's when you can have a really good chat with your inner child. But even that, who knows, right?
Solid upbringing.
Yeah, and he had a solid upbringing, right?
Parents,
right.
Mother who loved him dearly, who saw the potential in him. That's another thing that's important. Parents that see your potential and don't shut you down. They tell you you're great. See, you can be great. See, don't forget what I said when Danny led me into the sea. He said, "Now come on, Nolan, you're very strong." See, he's given me the confidence in my own powers. You're very strong. This is not a problem for you. Only in your mind, but I'm going to show you that it's not the case in reality. You're going to be able to overcome this. Now come on now, and take you firmly and then show you. See, with you the whole way. When you get scared halfway through, "Oh, I'm going to drown." No, that's okay. I'm with you. You're never going to drown. Not with me. It's impossible. It's gone. See, that was the process.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on one other thing to do with that, is that I remember that I've been to thousands of meetings of 12-step meetings, and they were very beautiful, and I enjoyed them and I learned a lot from them. I think the 12-step program has got lots of really good things to it, but one of the real problems to it was the use of the word "I am," and so people every meeting, "Hi, my name's Danny and I'm an alcoholic," or whatever it was that they were, and that is, I think that's a really serious mistake. And what we've been doing is we've been working on the idea that when a person says "I am," that's like a command. It's a command to a cellular command to the body and to the cells, right? Rather than a statement of fact, right? It's actually a command. So we've been like you were saying, your mother said to you recently, "You're strong," and what did you think about it when your mother said that to you?
Well, I just thought, oh, what a con. All mothers tell you you're beautiful and the best thing since sliced bread, etc., etc. So I said, sorry, with disbelief. You see, I thought, what's she talking about? What's she trying to butter me up for? That's what I thought. Why are you saying this? But then she said, no, you're very strong. And she said it a second time. So it impressed. And then I thought, oh, I am. See, the recognition came for the first time. And I'm in my 60s. Can you imagine? This is why I'm saying the inner child needs feeding. You see? Because my dad wasn't there to tell me anything. They're not there. So I'm always in constant doubt. I've had to make my own way in life. So you're always in constant doubt. Am I? Even Jesus asked the question. You see? Who do they say I am? If you look at the scriptures. He still needed confirmation. Him. And he's meant to be the Son of God in the story. See? But he still needed to know what the people were saying about him in the townships where they were spreading the word, the disciples. He asked them when they came back from each trip to these towns, these little villages, who do they say, what's the murmur on the streets? He's still got self-doubt. He should know 100%, but you don't. It's very difficult. Very difficult when you do your own thing, you see. You've gone off grid. You're in the dark, really, and you have to bolster yourself constantly, and sometimes it doesn't. You see, the forces of nature and culture are upon you. So it's massive. So you have to keep reaffirming, no, I am strong. See, but that one triggered it. My mum asked the question, and then I said back after consideration, twice, she said it, she said, you're strong, Nolan. I said, sorry. She said, no, you're very strong. Then I thought, oh, I am. And then she said, you are. And that was it. See, then it's locked. The cells have got the message that they're very strong. See, the person here is very strong. Now we serve that. And then your cells become servants. See, you are sovereign. In that moment that you say, I am, you become sovereign. That's why Jesus said it, I am. Wherever you see me, God is there. He's the representative of the divine, of divinity. So sovereign, in other words, the king of the Jews. You see, it's all there in the story, and that's what we all have got to uncover and recover and discover our sovereignty. Once you get that, you're all powerful. Now there's nothing that can stand you down. Fear is gone. You see, so it doesn't matter. You've conquered death, really, because death is all wrapped up in fear. It's fear of death, really. The death process itself. What's the problem with it, really? We all have to go. We know that. But it's the fear attached to death. That's what wrecks lives, the fear attached to death. And that can last for decades, you see. So once that's stood down, then all of your potential is released, see, in the face of fear. And that's what gets you through the fearful challenge, you see. Once Danny playing my daddy, once the daddy said, you're very strong, it unleashed all my potential, you see, because he believes I'm very strong. Someone in the world can recognize you're very strong. And then you see it yourself now through that person's eyes. Then bang, you're triggered. Now you've got it. Now you can see it. Yes, I am daddy. You're right. Then he says, yes, you are son. Now come on. And then boom, you're unleashed. It's like boosters to your system.
Yeah, and just to share a similar story for myself. So a couple of days ago, we're living in this amazing apartment, and if you look out at one side, you've got hundreds of orange trees, yeah, and we went out with the bikes, just sort of like 1 minute bike ride. We went out on the bikes with 2 big bags, right, and there must have been, I don't know how many, there must have been, I don't know, 7-8 kilo maybe, right, and I had this, each one was about 7-8 kilo, right, and I was on the bike, and I 10 kilo, right, yeah, so we had to get back to the house, right. It was only like a 1 minute, 2 minute cycle. We had to get back with the bags, right? You took one bag, and you held it with your fingers, right? And then I was stuck with the other bag, and I saying, oh no, I can't do this. And then you said, you're strong, and then I said, yes, I am. And you said, you are.
No, but then you said, I am, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
And I said, no, you're going to have to, because I'm not taking it. So you get on with it, Johnny. Then I had to get firm. And then it kicked in, then the booster.
But that's fine. That's fine, because you were role-playing a good father.
That's right. You're not going to take the load.
No.
Because now this is the time you're going to have to prove. Step up now. You can do it. See, the Father's loving. He sees you've got the power, but you're being slightly lazy. You see, you're not completely confident in your powers. So he says, no, you are, and you can do it. Now, come on, little push. And then it was miraculous. Boom, you've performed the task quite easily. And once you've done it once, that's the thing with the Bannister effect. Roger Bannister with the 4-minute mile. Once he broke through, everyone else started to achieve 4-minute miles. Everybody, after that. It changed the paradigm. It's a paradigm shifting move, you see. Once somebody achieves a feat that everyone else thinks is impossible, boom, it opens the floodgate. So that's the bringing everyone out up to a higher level.
Okay, I'm going to go to a very sensitive topic now, which you may or may not want to share, but I think we can edit it out if you don't. And that is that when we've been here now for 6 weeks, and whenever we've moved out lots of different places, and wherever we go, you cover up the mirrors. Sometimes there's loads of mirrors, and you cover them up. And my wife, who's just here for a few days, asked you why you do that. And you've said that you've always hated mirrors. And then we kind of got to this idea that, we tried this method out. Why do you hate mirrors? You don't like what you see in the mirror, right? And we tried this method out and asked you to say, we asked you to say, I am beautiful, right? I mean, and the fact is that you've had people coming up to you, specifically in the last few days, telling you, mainly men, how lovely your physique looks, right? And you've got a very attractive. You've worked on your body for years and years and years. And certainly for a man of your age, it's very rare to have such a ripped body, but that doesn't penetrate you, right? And you've actually, so far, you have resisted even just saying, I am beautiful, or I am handsome, or whatever it is.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I fully understand what people are up against, you see. It's a low self-esteem. That's what it is. Radical low self-esteem. Very chronic low self-esteem. So my upbringing has been that I've been squashed, see, by culture, everything. Being mixed race, I'm mixed race, by the way. So I was up against, in the 60s, you see. In the 60s, my sister even more so. She's in the 50s. You see, she was born in the 50s. She's 10 years older than me. So she had the onslaught.
Look nice.
Yes, you see.
Nice,
Thank you. Now I was told all the time, I'm a half-breed. I'm a half-breed. See, useless product, waste product that should never been in existence. You see, disgusting product, hated by both sides. The black half hates me because I've got white in me, and they're suspicious of me. They think I'm some kind of double dealer who's come to penetrate their group and give the information back to the white half. Now the white half obviously is racist, so they hate, oh, you've got black blood, disgusting. And we all know about that if you look at the history of racism, see, segregation, etc. South Africa, all the rest of it, we see it. You see, so it's so difficult to be in the middle, piggy in the middle. Your stones are thrown at you from both sides. So it forces you to be an individual, to walk your own path. That's the good part of it. The good part is it forced me on a path where I have to find everything myself. I have to survive with this onslaught coming from both sides. So it either breaks you or it makes you. And in my case, it's kind of made me. But the one thing that's left behind, the residual wound, is that. See, I can never see myself and look at myself and feel that it's me looking back. You see, it's an ogre looking back. It's an ugly person looking back. See, I'm not confident at all in the way that I look. See, it's like a form of body dysmorphia. If people have got that, they know what I mean. They look fine. Everybody's telling them they're fine, but then they continue to fast. They vomit up their food with bulimia, and they end up like a skeleton. You see, and they feel that's the way they should look. But they look disgusting. Now they look, emaciated. And they were fine before. They look fat. When they look in the mirror, they see a fat person looking back, and they're fine. They're fine. You see, people are telling them they're fine. They look wonderful, and they think they're lying. They think those people are buttering them up, or they're being insincere, when it's the actual truth. You see, so it's that kind of thing going on. It's a form, it's like bulimia, but it's all wrapped up in looks. You see, you can't believe you look good. When you look, you don't look good. You've been made to believe you're ugly, and it's worked. You see, it's penetrated your psyche. This is why I'm saying this is the technique. It's very difficult though when you've got the real radical, you see, the disease, so to speak, dis-ease with the way you look, or dis-ease with the way you think about your powers. You know, you've always felt, my mum can't say I'm strong. See, I forced her on the phone to say it, and it came out like this. I said, come on now, mum, come on. Say you're strong. You're very strong, mum.
Oh, she said fakery.
And she said nothing at the other end. I was listening.
At some stage she said fakery before you said that. She said that's going to be fake.
No, she just didn't say anything. No, she just remained silent. She could not speak. That's how it has you. It had her completely paralyzed. When I gave the command, when I asked her to say it, the command to yourselves, I am strong. When I said you're very strong. Now come on, mum, let's role play. Come on, you're very strong. Now say it. I was listening, nothing on the phone. I said, mum, excuse me, say it, come on. And then eventually she said this, I am. Like a little mouse, see, with no belief, no force behind it. So I said, come on, that's not it. Give me a good response. Come on, a passionate one. So I said, come on, say it again now. You're very strong, Sheila. And then came back, I am. She tried a bit hard, but it's still a mouse speaking back. You see, that's how difficult. Me, I can't even say it. Michelle and Danny both yesterday, they cornered me in the pool, in a lovely spa we were in. And they got me in the pool when I was relaxed, and then they hit me. They got hold of me, both of them, and roughed me up. And they said, right, come on, we're going to deal with this one. You think you're strong, right, now let's deal with the beautiful part. Go on, no, you're very beautiful, now come on. And it was the same response as my mum. I could not say it. It doesn't compute with me. It's madness, in fact. See, I can't, so I understand how heavy the conditioning is, the negative conditioning. See, once it's been done to someone for a long time, it becomes chronic, you see. It's deep-rooted. It would take a long time for me to be able to say I am, to you are very beautiful. No, to strong, no problem. See, that one I can believe, because why? Because it's on the back of feats that I've performed. I've performed feats, you see, that other people can't perform. So I know that's true. I've examined the data, and it stands up. All the numbers show that I'm very strong. See, I can do things that 30-year-olds can't do. So when I say with confidence, I am. See, with entitlement, I am. Of course, you're correct. Don't even need to tell me. See, I'm on that level. But when it comes to beauty, I'm on my mum's level. I'm a mouse, you see, I can't see it. It doesn't make sense to me. When I look in the mirror, I can't see a beautiful person. I can't. I don't want to look, so I cover them up. See, I'm spared that one, you see. This is how deep wounds are in the little child. The little child has been made to feel ugly. The little child, and the little child is still present.
And you know,
I can't grow up past that. I can't grow myself up past that stuckness, if you like, you see. The arrest in my development.
Yes. And it's like, as you say that, again, for me, what comes up is, by creating another human being, they're going to be subject to all sorts of rubbish, right? You know, all of that. Someone can, in your case, we've just through this talking, we've come to the realization that it's because you were mixed race and there was so much being thrown at you around that.
In the 60s.
Right?
Now
in the 60s,
think, what's he talking about?
Yeah.
Mixed race is desired.
Yeah.
Oh, to be mixed race is beautiful now. Everybody wants that. Nice caramel, coffee cut. People like a nice tan skin. You've got some of that. You've got the stress. You see, so it's the most desirable thing at the moment to be mixed race. But back in the day, you were a pariah. You see? Yeah. Nobody wanted you. Disgusting. See? How can a woman sleep with a black man? A white woman? Disgusting whore. That's what my mum was called. Now she's in the street, in social circles. People are hurling abuse at my mum and dad as they walk down the street. Imagine, that's what broke my dad, you see? My dad went mad because of that. 20 years of constant berating. Every time he goes out, he gets a comment, a snide remark in the bus. Someone would murmur, it's disgusting. Then he'd say, sorry. And then he'd say, what? And then he's off. Now it's spoiled the whole day. He's ranting and raving. Over 20 years of that broke the whole marriage. And he's got manic depression, you see. It's messed up his hormones, everything. Endocrine system's gone out of balance.
And coming back to what I was saying about creating new people, it only takes one little comment of someone saying, oh, you're ugly, or or whatever it is.
When you need affirmation.
And that's enough to set someone up for the whole of their lives.
You put it in their
head. You put it in their head, and it's unless they're doing what we're doing and counter it, that's going to be running their lives.
The whole show.
The whole thing.
It's all driven by that, you see. Once you've implanted that idea, which was not there before, that's why I hate naming. You see, naming is the same kind of thing. Once you name something, you've given it that, you've set it. That frequency has been set around that thing. If you release the name, then it can be anything. You can imagine the things anything. Indigenous people, if they come here, they won't see things as we do because they've not been named. You see? They won't even see this. There's a phenomenon where they can't even see what you're pointing out. They can't even see it. That's how hardcore it is, naming. Once you name it, then it becomes visible to them. You've locked it. Same with negative things. Once you've been told, you're ugly. Look at him. He's horrible. That's it. Now you've got that. You've been infected with that idea, and it runs through your whole system like cancer or like a wood rot. See, it crumbles your core down, your structure. See, until you collapse after decades of it.
Why you shouldn't bring
which is why
into existence,
exactly
they don't have to deal.
That's
with
one of the reasons, but there's a multitude.
Yes,
see?
of course,
and everybody knows they've seen a lot of them. But that's one of the subtle ones. That's one of the subtle ones.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you.